Hello and welcome. I am Nat. I'm a horse witch, and lately I've been talking a lot more about tarot on my channel, which is totally fine and a phase that I'm going through. So today I wanted to do a VR. It's been a hot minute since I've done a VR, and there are a ton of tags right now. This is my favorite time of year, and balancing decorating and getting ready for the holidays, and also a YouTube channel has been extremely challenging, but I am sitting down to film several things today. So you're going to see this arm and nail color quite frequently in the coming weeks because I'm doing a bunch of filming today. So today the VR is to JD at Frost and Forest, the Cozy Holiday Deck Tag. Again, this is a VR to JD at Frost and Forest, the Cozy Holiday Deck Tag. And I have been loving all of the tags that have been coming out. I think I'm going to film the one Mystic Man just put out after this one. So there'll be quite a few holiday tags and VRs scheduled on my channel. So the prompts, let's get into it. The prompts. So the first snow, show a deck that feels peaceful, restorative, softly introspective, like the calm hush that falls with the season's first snowfall. And for that, I chose Spiritsong Tarot. This is not a deck for everybody. It's been around. When was it published? 2017. So it's been around. But this was my first ever tarot deck. I got it last Christmas. My mom gave it to me. I edged it in this blue with a subpar pen. And this is just a deck that is never going away. So this is the first snow. And we'll just go through some of the cards. I did do Lisa Pepez's Unlocking the Tarot with this. I went through her channel and watched the videos, and then I got her book and did that. I figured it was a good thing to do to a mass market deck that I'm never going to get rid of. Okay, I had a minute. I had to remember why I wrote Matilda on that, but it was a court card. So this is just very typical of Paulina Faye, aka Paulina Cassidy's artwork. She has this like swirly kind of pastel style. She's got a couple more decks out there. And this deck is actually one of the reasons why I haven't bought the Verdance Tarot yet, because I feel like I already have that in Spiritsong. That's not to say I'm not going to buy the Verdance Tarot at some point, but at this period, this point in my life, I feel like that design and the feeling of that deck is filled by Spiritsong, and I don't need two similar decks. I say that, and then I have lots of similar decks. Like I have Wild Reflections and the Light Seers. I actually have 2 copies of the Light Seers. So anyway, this was my first Snowfall, a deck that feels peaceful and restorative. Next is Dark Nights. Share a deck that keeps you company during the long, dark nights of winter. The one you reach for when the world goes still, the shadows stretch a little longer, and you want a bit of mystery, comfort, or magic in the dark. And I'm going with a classic. You either love it or you hate it. Nobody is ambivalent about this deck. I happen to really enjoy it. This is the deck that really clicked for me when I started reading tarot, and it really helped me understand the Rider-Waite symbolism. Mine is a mass market copy. I got used. I edged it in this gray black, and I keep moving things out. So you've seen this deck 1,000 times. There is the indie version, which I have, the mass market version, the pocket version, and of course, all of the counterfeit versions as well. And I actually got a counterfeit version in a witchy mystery box, and I haven't decided what to do with it yet. Probably put it in a free little library or something, or use it as an art project. I don't know yet. Anyway, boop, that has been the light seers, and that was my Dark Nights prompt. Next, Festive Treats. Share a deck that gives you the same cozy, warm, comforting feeling as your holiday pastries or baked goods. Sweet, cozy, and oh so satisfying. For this, I went for the Unicorn's Journey Tarot by Lisa Pepez. It is comforting, it is sweet, it is cozy, it is satisfying. Sometimes it's like a cozy chat with your sister. They're going to be nice. Well, okay, maybe more your therapist. They're going to be nice, but they're also going to be like, hey, maybe you're the problem. Your sister's probably not going to be so nice. She's probably going to be like, bitch, you're the problem. So UJ, that's more like Sassy Dragons. So UJT is more of like working with your therapist and saying, hey, I've noticed this about myself. And the therapist going, well, that's a keen observation, and maybe we need to dive into that. And maybe that's coming from someplace within you. So this is a deck that will definitely gently call you on your shit. So that has been the Festive Treats. The next prompt is Holiday Lights and Candles Glow. Show a deck that brings a sense of warmth, sparkle, or gentle illumination. The kind of deck that feels like being wrapped in soft candlelight or colorful holiday twinkling lights. And for this, I had to go with my Winter Waite. Mostly because it brings a little sparkle. Hopefully this will come up on camera. I got the Stars edition, and it's got those holographic stars. And this is just such a fun Rider-Waite. It's not quite Christmassy, but not quite not Christmassy. It's winter. I feel like this is a great just after Christmas, beginning of January type deck. But it is so cool, and I derive much joy from it. Also, Tarot Collectibles has a Kickstarter going on right now. It may or may not be complete by the time that this comes out, but if it isn't complete, I would run and go back it. I did. I feel like I can't have enough winter Waite decks, and I want to collect them all, like Pokemon. So this was Holiday Lights and Candle Glow. Next is Friends and Family. Share a deck that feels like gathering with people who mean the most to you. The one that evokes laughter around a shared table, heartfelt conversations, inside jokes, and the comforting feeling of being together. And for that, I chose Pocket of Peers by Jamie Sawyer. This is such a unique deck, and it has lots of people in here who I look up to and as tarot readers, and who are just so cool. And so it is a deck of friends. There's Ms. Melissa Sanova. And so for me, it's really cool, especially seeing in Chris Ann as the star. Just seeing people who I've read, and there's Jamie herself, whose books I've read, who I look up to, who have really revolutionized tarot. There's Ethany, is really cool. So for me, that's my Friends and Family deck, Pocket of Tears. And finally, we have Tradition and Ritual. Share a deck that carries the nostalgia of seasons past. One that brings back childhood memories, well-loved family customs, and the small familiar traditions that return year after year to make the season special. And for that, I chose the Yuletide Tarot. And you're going to be seeing a lot of this deck on my channel. Well, maybe not a lot, but enough. And you're also going to be seeing it everywhere else because, one, it's a great deck, and two, it is one of the few Christmas Yule decks that are out there. There are just really not that many. And so there it is. So for me, this shows ritual, it shows family, it shows the holidays, but it also shows kind of the darker aspects of it. And I really like that because the holidays for a lot of people aren't all joy and good cheer. It's about not having enough. It's about maybe abuse. And so I really like that this deck deals with the darker aspects of the time of year as well as the good family memories. And so that's why I chose this for Tradition and Ritual. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to JD at Frost and Forest for creating this tag. This has been my first VR in a hot minute, and I have fully enjoyed doing it, and it's been a lot of fun. And I probably could have spent a little bit more time on it, but it is what it is. I went through that faster than I thought I would. I need to talk more, I guess, have more stories. But anyway, thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. And I'm back on the content making train, and hopefully we'll be getting regular videos out now. I've said that before though, and it's not always true. Ciao. So Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.